October is here, and with it arrives a season of transformation that can catch even the most seasoned weather watchers off guard. The days grow shorter, the air feels crisper, and the world outside seems to change almost overnight. But what is it about October that makes its weather so famously unpredictable? As we step into the heart of autumn, we find ourselves at the crossroads of two powerful seasons. The atmosphere is in a state of flux, with warm, lingering summer air clashing against the advancing chill of fall. This constant tug-of-war creates a recipe for weather that can shift dramatically from one moment to the next. As summer warmth fades and autumn's chill creeps in, the atmosphere is in constant transition. Mornings might greet you with a gentle mist, while afternoons can bring sudden gusts of wind or even a surprise downpour. The changing colors of the leaves are a visual reminder of the energy swirling above us. Warm, moist air from the south collides with cooler, drier air from the north, creating a battleground for dramatic weather shifts. These air masses don't just pass by quietly, they interact, mix, and sometimes spark intense storms or rapid temperature drops. One day feels like summer, the next like winter, especially along the coasts, where warm ocean waters add extra fuel for storms. Coastal regions are particularly vulnerable to these swings, as the ocean acts like a giant heat reservoir, releasing energy that can intensify local weather systems. This is why early autumn forecasts are so tricky. The atmosphere is like a pot of soup being stirred, with energy and temperature differences driving everything from breezes to hurricanes. Meteorologists must track countless variables, from shifting jet streams to sudden pressure changes, making predictions a real challenge. The sun's lower angle cools the land, but the oceans remain warm, powering storms and keeping hurricane season active. This contrast between land and sea temperatures is especially pronounced in October, fueling everything from gentle autumn showers to powerful coastal storms. Every gust of wind and drop of rain is part of a larger, interconnected system undergoing a massive seasonal shift. The wind that rustles through the trees and the rain that nourishes the soil are all connected to global patterns that stretch far beyond your backyard. In fact, what happens in October isn't just local, it's part of a worldwide dance. The jet stream, a fast-moving river of air high above us, shifts its path, steering storms and influencing weather thousands of miles away. Changes in the Arctic and tropics can ripple outward, affecting weather patterns across entire continents. So as we look at the days ahead, remember, your local weather is just one piece of this grand atmospheric dance. The forecast on your phone is the result of countless factors coming together, many of which are still being unraveled by scientists. This is what makes October so fascinating and so important to watch closely. The sky can change in an instant, and being aware of these shifts can help you stay safe and make the most of the season's beauty. Change is in the air, and with it comes the need to stay prepared. Whether it's bringing in patio furniture, checking your emergency kit, or simply keeping an eye on the forecast, a little preparation goes a long way. So as October unfolds, embrace the surprises it brings. Let's dive into what's brewing this week, and discover how the ever-changing weather shapes our lives, our landscapes, and our sense of wonder. Right now, the Atlantic is alive with two tropical disturbances. One near the eastern Bahamas, another north of the Leeward Islands. Both are in prime conditions to strengthen, with warm waters and low wind shear, and have an 80 to 90% chance of becoming tropical cyclones in the next few days. As they move west, they'll draw energy from the ocean, and at least one could become a hurricane by Sunday. Their paths are uncertain. Some models show a curve out to sea, others bring them close to the US East Coast. The big question, will they threaten land? It's too soon to say, but the risk is real. For now, everyone along the coast should stay alert and be ready to act. We'll be watching every development. If you live along the US East Coast, especially from Florida to New Jersey, now's the time to pay attention. Forecast models show a real risk of strong winds, heavy rain, and coastal flooding in the southeast and mid-Atlantic. Winds could cause power outages and damage, while tropical downpours may trigger flash flooding in urban and low-lying areas. Storm surge and high tides could inundate coastal roads and erode beaches, even if the storm stays offshore. The first week of October looks especially wet, raising the risk of flooding for millions. If you're in a vulnerable area, have a plan and listen for local updates. Your safety comes first. Be ready to act if evacuation orders are issued. Stay informed, stay prepared, the next few days are critical. Before the tropical threat, Severe thunderstorms are set to hit parts of the eastern U.S. as September ends. On Wednesday, storms south of the Ohio River could bring damaging winds and large hail to states like Kentucky, Tennessee, and Alabama. Tornado risk is low but not zero. Stay alert for warnings. By Thursday, the threat shifts up the I-95 corridor, putting cities like Boston, New York, and Washington, D.C. on watch. Not everyone will see severe weather, but those who do could face potent storms. Secure loose outdoor items and have a way to get alerts. By Friday, the atmosphere calms with no major severe threats expected. Stay weather aware as the week wraps up. As September draws to a close, rain is shaping up to be one of the biggest weather stories, especially for millions living along the busy I-95 corridor. From the northern tip of Maine all the way down to New Jersey, residents and commuters should brace for a soggy end to the month. The rain will be persistent, with several rounds expected to move through, making travel and outdoor plans a challenge for many in these densely populated cities. By Saturday, some areas could see rainfall totals reaching up to 2.5 inches, and in localized spots even more. This much rain in a short period can quickly overwhelm storm drains and lead to ponding on roads, so it's important to stay alert if you're driving or walking in these conditions. Farther south, the southeast and Tennessee Valley aren't escaping the wet weather either. While the rain here will generally be lighter than in the northeast, it's still enough to make an impact. Steady showers and occasional downpours will keep things damp, and the ground in many places is already saturated from previous storms. That means even moderate rainfall can quickly lead to localized flooding, especially in low-lying or rural areas where water has nowhere to go. Middle and eastern Tennessee, as well as eastern Kentucky, are particularly vulnerable, with creeks and streams running high, and the soil unable to absorb much more moisture. West Virginia is also on alert, especially in valleys and low spots where water can rise rapidly. Flash flooding is a real concern here, and emergency crews are already preparing for the possibility of swift water rescues and road closures. Remember, it only takes a few inches of fast-moving water to sweep a car off the road. Never attempt to drive through flooded streets, no matter how shallow the water may appear. Turn around, don't drown. Your safety is far more important than saving a few minutes on your commute. While the East deals with rain and flooding, the story couldn't be more different in the northern and northwestern U.S. High pressure is firmly in control, bringing clear blue skies and plenty of sunshine to places like Montana, Idaho, and the Pacific Northwest. It's a perfect time to get outside and enjoy the beautiful, dry weather. This week, it's truly a tale of two weather stories across the country. Umbrellas are a must-have accessory in the East, while sunglasses and sunscreen are the order of the day out west. The contrast is striking, and it's a reminder of just how varied our weather can be from coast to coast. If you live in a flood-prone area, now is the time to stay vigilant. Keep an eye on local alerts, have an emergency plan in place, and be ready to act quickly if water levels begin to rise. Preparation can make all the difference when severe weather strikes. From dramatic storm clouds in the east to endless sunshine in the west, the weather contrast across the country couldn't be sharper. Stay safe, stay informed, and keep an eye on the skies as we wrap up September. Temperature contrasts across the country this week will be just as dramatic as the rainfall split we've been tracking. While some regions are basking in late summer warmth, others are feeling an early taste of fall, with a sharp divide that's hard to miss on the weather map. Sunshine dominates the north, bringing a stretch of beautiful late summer warmth to the northern plains, upper Midwest, and Great Lakes. These areas are seeing clear skies and plenty of sun, making it feel more like August than late September. It's the kind of weather that invites you outside, whether you're heading to a local park, enjoying a backyard barbecue, or just soaking up the last golden rays before autumn truly arrives. A strong area of high pressure anchored over Ontario is the main reason for this stretch of dry, pleasant weather. It acts like a protective shield, keeping storms and clouds at bay. For anyone with outdoor plans, think hiking, biking, or late-season baseball games, conditions couldn't be better. The air feels crisp but comfortable, and humidity levels are low, making it ideal for spending time outside. Meanwhile, the story is completely different in the south and east. Here, thick clouds and steady rain are acting like a giant sunshade, blocking out the warmth and keeping temperatures well below normal. The skies are mostly gray, and the damp, cool air is a sharp contrast to the sunny north. Cities stretching from the Gulf Coast all the way up to New England are experiencing a real chill in the air. In places like New Orleans, Atlanta, and Boston, you'll want to grab a jacket before heading out. It's a reminder that fall is just around the corner, even if the calendar says there's still some summer left. This north-south temperature reversal is unusual for late September. Typically we'd expect the south to hold on to warmth a bit longer, but persistent clouds and rain are making a big difference. It's a clear example of how much influence weather patterns, especially cloud cover and precipitation, can have on our daily temperatures. Expect this pattern to hold steady through the weekend. If you have plans for outdoor events, sports, or travel, it's a good idea to check your local forecast and dress accordingly. The weather divide isn't going anywhere just yet. So if you're in Minneapolis or anywhere in the northern tier, enjoy the sunshine and warmth while it lasts. But if you're in Atlanta, New York, or along the East Coast, keep a sweater or light jacket handy. You'll need it for those cool, damp days ahead. Remember, your local weather is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. These regional contrasts are all part of a larger pattern shaping the nation's weather this week, and they remind us how interconnected our climate really is. The temperature divide is here to stay, for now. Whether you're enjoying the sun or bundling up against the chill, this week's weather is a vivid reminder of how quickly the seasons can change, and how fascinating our atmosphere can be. While the Atlantic is busy, Hurricane Narda in the eastern Pacific is making a U-turn toward Baja California. This shift will send a surge of tropical moisture into the drought-stricken southwest. Welcome rain for California, Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico. The rain could even reach Utah and Colorado, helping to ease drought and fire danger. But there's a catch: hard, dry ground means flash flooding is a real risk, especially in canyons and washes. Residents should celebrate the rain, but stay alert for sudden floods. Even good weather news can come with hazards. Stay informed if you're in the Southwest early next week. Looking ahead, the first week of October will see warm, dry weather in the northern plains and Midwest, while the West Coast gets cooler and wetter. The East Coast remains focused on the tropics, with a strong signal for above-normal rainfall, especially if a storm makes landfall. By the second week, the pattern shifts, high pressure weakens, a cold front sweeps the Midwest, and Arctic air plunges into Alaska and northwest Canada. The eastern half of the country could see more rain, keeping the ground saturated and flood risk elevated. Expect big temperature swings and active weather for much of the country. The first half of October looks busy. Stay tuned for updates. The weather story is far from over. With so much changing weather, staying prepared is key. Check the forecast daily and have a reliable way to get weather alerts, apps, TV, or a NOAA weather radio. Take warnings seriously and follow safety instructions right away. Review your family's emergency plan, know where to go, what to bring, and how to stay in touch. Prepare an emergency kit with essentials: water, food, batteries, and medications. Listen to local officials for evacuation or shelter advice. Staying informed and ready is the best way to stay safe. That's your weather outlook. Stay safe, stay prepared.